If you're lucky enough to have been in love, I mean that deep down in the pit of your stomach love, the kind of love where your heart aches to be with someone, I hope what you're about to see will resonate with you.
It was devastating, destroyed the future for us, really.
I've jumped through all these hoops and now they've put a hoop in front of me and set it on fire. It was ridiculous.
Our little boy is 11 months old, and as soon as his dad said bye to him at the doors of the airport, for 2.5 hours in the airport, my little boy was shouting, "Dada, Dada, Dada," the whole way home. And I felt like such a bad parent, but I had to return because of work.
This was personally like my heart was ripped out and it was stamped all over the floor. What are they doing to us as British citizens, dictating to me that I should not fall in love with a foreigner?
I felt my heart drop. It was anger and despair, frustration, horror, shock that this was now my reality.
It's tearing families apart.
Since 2012, British citizens have had to earn a minimum income of £18,600 if they wanted to live together in the UK with a non-British partner or spouse, even if they have a child together. On top of that, they have to pay thousands for visas and a health surcharge every 2.5 years for 5 or 10 years.
I live in quite a low income area of the UK, and despite me being degree educated, I found it was a long battle just to get to 18.6.
We were working towards saving for the fees, and we were also working towards hitting the minimum income requirements, so everything was on target for us to be able to apply for the visa.
In December 2023, the government suddenly announced they would be increasing the threshold to £29,000, with the intention of raising it further to £38,700 in 2025.
The first increase from £18,600 to £29,000 came into force in April. By spring next year, the government plans to raise the threshold to a whopping £38,700. To give that context, 70% of the UK workforce earns less than that amount. Just think about that.
I need to suddenly find double the salary that I couldn't already find. Everything felt very hopeless all of a sudden.
Thousands of families have already been separated since Theresa May first introduced these rules in 2012. And this massive hike will mean more families will be forced to separate. And these new rules will significantly impact future generations, effectively preventing people from forming relationships with those they meet overseas, preventing people from falling in love and being loved.
For some, another way to sponsor a partner was by having £62,500 in savings.
We've spent years saving the £62,500 in order to do the savings route. It's a huge amount of money in England, and even more so over here in Turkey.
However, now the savings route is a whopping £88,500. For young couples at the start of their careers, meeting these requirements is now almost impossible.
Emotionally, we're heartbroken. We want to start our life together as a young couple. We want to buy a house, raise a family.
I am a full-time university student as well as working part-time in a care home. How can someone who's in full-time education as well as working part-time meet that?
Well, Reunite Families UK is launching a legal challenge against the government's ugly minimum income requirement rules, and I'm standing shoulder to shoulder with them, and I hope you will too. We must all stand up for the right to love and to be loved. The freedom to love who you choose should be your right alone, no one else's. So please help stop this cruel increase to the minimum income requirement by donating to the Reunite Families UK crowdfunder. There's a link with this film. And together, let's send a message to any government that it can just get in the bin with a love only for the rich policy like this. We all deserve to fall in love and be loved. So let's keep love alive and families united.